about 11 o'clock. I'm out running some errands on this rainy morning and have an update to pass along. Manny stopped by to do the last little bit of the tile work. He ran out of tiles last time he was here. That's because one of the boxes was the wrong color. So he ordered up a replacement for that material, and he's back with it today, and he's going to finish up the little areas that needed the last couple of tiles. And those areas are the very back of the alcove that's going to house the pantry cabinets and refrigerator. That needs about a half a course of tile in the very back to finish that up. And then over by the end of the hallway that leads into the kitchen, there's about 2 rows of tiles missing there. So that's only about 3-4 feet wide there. So it's going to be a relatively quick hit and run for him today to get those down. I suspect he will be back tomorrow to grout them, unless he does that today as well. So we're on our way to having a finished floor, and that will be a done deal, and we can move on to other things. He does have an appointment to come back to do our backsplash, but that's not until we have our cabinets mounted on the wall, and then we have some tiles picked out for that. So he'll be back to do that once we're ready for him. So that's the update, and we'll keep you posted on any future activities. Manny's just heading out now. He did a hit and run. He was in here around 11. It's probably about 11:30, 12 right about now. So this is the hallway that leads into the kitchen. And we have this barrier up currently because the tile work that Manny did, we don't want anybody to walk on it and ship those tiles around. So this is these 2 courses is all that he had to do to finish this up. Those purple circular tabs, those are there to hold the tiles even and keep the gap where it needs to be. So when he comes back and this is all dry, those tabs come out of there, and then he'll put the grout down so that it'll match the rest of the floor. So this area is all he had to do from here to here. So that's all finished. Another area that he did is in here. This is the alcove that's going to house the pantry cabinets and the refrigerator. So he had one little spot here. He had to put a half a row of tiles. You can see there's those tabs holding everything in place. So he did all the way across here. So that's all set. Manny said he'll be back tomorrow to do the grouting on this. This has to dry overnight before he can grout. So that's a done deal on our floor tile. The floor tile will be completed tomorrow as far as the grouting work that needs to be done. Now let's take another look at the sheetrock that Steve's been working on. So this is a much more substantial mud work. So as you recall, yesterday he just had this alcove partially done. So it looks like he's got it pretty much all buttoned up with the exception of the vertical spot here where you can see the blue tape still sticking through. So he did the ceiling connection. He's going to let that dry. Then he'll come back and he'll do the wall connection. So you can see he did that all the way across. So this way when you do the trowel work, you're not leaving grooves up in the ceiling area. So you always got to do like just a vertical, then the horizontal. So there's that. So he's got quite a lot of the ceiling done in here. He still needs to do the horizontal connection to the vertical ceiling joint. So you can see the blue tape in there. He still has to come back and do that. So this is done in stages. So he's got the fastener holes. You can see those little white splotches. That's where the screws were that hold the sheetrock on. You can see down here. So there's the fasteners that holds the sheetrock to the wall. So these little white splotches are where he fills that in. So that's all set here. He's doing some work on the kitchen side, the kitchen wall. So he still has a bit more to do down here. He'll probably be here later today. He wanted to make sure he wasn't going to get in Manny's way. So there's the wall against the driveway side of the house where the cabinets are going to go. So we got a pretty good Oh, and over here, this is the wall between the bathroom and the kitchen. So he's done some more work on that. He started some more seaming up here. So you can see this blue tape. So that's the connection between the butt joints of the sheetrock, and then you put the mud down. You can kind of see it's kind of buried in there. There's going to be another coating that goes on top of this, and he still has a transition to sheetrock on these beams. So these beams aren't done yet, but that's going to be next. He's also going to re-sheetrock this ceiling over here. This is the den side. So he's going to do some work in here. There's a big hole up here that's going to get filled in. And as a reminder, you can see these orange pipes. That's PEX pipe with a vapor barrier. So that's our backup plan in case we ever blow out one of these copper pipes. We already have our second replacement heating loop already in place. So if we blow out a pipe on a cold day, we already got a secondary pipe already routed in there. And there's another one down in that side. I don't know if you can see it. See, there's the other one. So there's a loop that comes up to the radiator, connects to the radiator, and it comes back down. So there's the feed for the radiator, and here's the return. So we just thought that made some sense. We'll add in insurance in case we get a hot day and we blow a pipe out, because this is an outside wall. So we thought to just accommodate any repairs if that becomes an issue. So let's take a look at the garden window again. This is pretty sweet. So this adds a whole lot of light to the kitchen. And once we take the wood and the plastic off of the porch, you'll have a lot of light coming in through the French doors as well. So really looking forward to getting the cat up here, getting them all cozied up with some house plants. So here's some of our cabinetry paperwork. I think Steve's just got it out here for his own reference. So we're looking at the garden window, which is right here. So here's some of the cabinetry that's going to go in. So you can see we're going to have our sink right in front. To the right is going to be the dishwasher. To the left is going to be the range, oven, and the microwave. So that's the layout of the cabinets facing out from the garden window. Those are the panels for the peninsula. So here's some of the cabinet doors for that. Here's the overall layout. So this is the area we're looking at now through the garden window and the sink. There's the peninsula right there. And here's the wall that's against the bathroom. And then there's the pantry area. And over here, he's going to make a little bench with a shoe changing area and a coat rack thing. So here's some more look at the peninsula cabinets, how they're going to look with the drawers and the doors. This one's upside down. So there's the pantry area, this big blue area. Here's the refrigerator. So these are pull-out pantries, cabinets all through here. That's going to surround the refrigerator. And there's just another look with the window in. So I got some good information just laying around right here to look at. So that's that. And I'm going to sign off. I'm going to let Steve know that Manny's all done and he can come back here and continue on with the work that he needs to do with the sheetrock. So Manny tells me we're going to end up with some extra tiles. So we got 2 full boxes of tiles here because they ordered them 3 boxes. He opened one to do the tile work in there. And so we're going to have extras for another project if we need them. Here's Steve's sheetrock work. He's got his buckets. He's just got everything soaking. So this is what he mixes up his quick set with in there. So it's just kind of like a look at, Steve got a lot of stuff out of the way so we could do his sheetrock work. So here's everything all the equipment we've been working with so far. So it's just all piled in this back room here, which is nice because it's a rainy day and this is a nice place to keep all equipment, dry and secure, while he's not using it. So we got materials that are staying dry and lumber that's, not getting into the elements. So It's nice to have this little workspace here just to queue up all our equipment and our materials.